Ironman is coming to my hometown this summer, and I've been thinking about signing up for a while now, but this price tag has been holding me back. You know what? Screw it. $475, bruh, to torture myself. For some reason, $44 in fees, processing fees, for sure. And you can add on a Lululemon t-shirt for just $88. So let's say they're making 500-ish bucks off each person when you factor in the t-shirts and hats or whatever, times 2,000 people, I guess. Revenue is probably $1 million. And they're trying to get you to buy all this extra stuff too, bro. Like the Nirvana experience, bro. Ain't no way. The total is $498.82 because I'm required to purchase a USAT membership. I get that it's an expensive event to put on and there's a lot of moving parts and there's a lot of people that need to be hired, but that's wild. I feel like it discourages and disables a lot of people from doing the sport, but I guess you have to be willing to spend a good amount of money if you want to get into the sport of triathlon. Bikes are expensive, swim gear is expensive, running shoes, nice running shoes are expensive. $498. Your transaction has been successfully completed. Okay, well, we better start training. So stupid. In this video, I'll set 3 performance benchmarks for swimming, biking, and running. As I keep training, I'm aiming to see these times improve. We're going to start with biking. This is my dad's old racing bike. I've been riding it for the past couple months without any issues, until now. So the gears keep getting locked, and I've tried to fix the issue a couple times myself, and I've had a bit of success. But every 2 or 3 rides, it'll lock back up on me again. So today I'm taking it to a bike store to get some professional help. Hopefully they can fix it for pretty cheap, but we shall see. It's a nice bike. My only qualm is that the technology is a bit outdated. So my current plan is to make this bike last as long as possible, hopefully with some cheap repairs, and do most of my training on it, and then I think eventually I'll upgrade to a bit of a nicer bike. I'm super competitive, so I want to get the best time possible, and with that I want to have the best technology possible. Ideally, obviously I'm not going to drop like 10 grand on a bike, but I'm thinking maybe around the $1,000 range. This shop is just some dude's house. Try it out. Okay, just dropped the bike off. The owner of the store was really cool. He was glazing my dad's bike. He really liked it. He also had tattoos of the derailleur that my dad has and the gear shifter that he has. Like, he literally had tattoos of it, and he showed it to me. He thought it was really cool that I was still riding the bike, just because it was so old. He was like, yeah, kids nowadays, they don't ride cool stuff like this. But yeah, he recommended a tune-up. He said it's only $49, which he seems super knowledgeable, and it seems like he's gonna put a lot of care into the repair. So it's Friday now. He said it'll be ready by Monday, so I'm super happy with it. Good cross-country practice today. I've been coaching a cross-country team, which has helped me quite a bit, at least in my training, because it forces me to get some training runs in. More on that to come. Okay, pulling up to the gym now. Today is my first official swim training day of my Ironman prep. I haven't swam for an extended distance for a long period of time, probably since high school. My goal for today is to swim 1,000 yards as fast as I can, and then that'll be my benchmark that I'll try to break as I continue to train. And before, I'll probably do like 100-yard warm-up, 100-yard cool down if I can swim that far, depending on how I'm feeling. But I'm not particularly buoyant. I sink pretty easily, so this will be an interesting challenge. Let's see where I'm at. All right, feeling way better about swimming than I expected. I did 1,000 yards, final time 18:26. Admittedly, I did probably 40% breaststroke, 60% freestyle, but still didn't really take a break, and my max heart rate was only 168, so effort-wise, it wasn't that bad. Feeling a lot better about that than I expected, and it started to feel good at the end. It's like that post-run high, but not feeling super sore, which is really nice. So looking forward to doing more swimming. I just picked up the bike. He ended up giving me some new brake pads and some other parts that had rusted away and only charged me for the parts. So in total, it ended up costing me $70. But now I'm at the state park. I'm going to get a solid bike ride in. I know there's a lot of hills, so that time might be a little bit different, but I'm going to try to do 20 miles and see where I'm at. I ended up biking 30 miles, not too hard. I think I did it in an hour and 40 minutes. The hills here in the state park are just really tough though. I think it was like 2,500 feet in total ascent, which I'm not super used to. Also, I kind of screwed up the gear shifting once and the chain fell off, so that made it a bit slower. But honestly, I think I'm in a pretty solid space. The 70.3 Ironman, which is the one I signed up for, is a 66 mile bike. So did about half of it, and overall feeling pretty solid about the biking. Some technical difficulties with the garage door. Faith, I was trying to do something cool. All right, today I'm going to be running a 5K to set my running standard, mainly because I've only done training runs up to 5.5 miles. Anything past a 5K, I don't really think I could do all out. So I'm going to try to go all out. And for me, I think that's a 7-minute per mile pace right now, hopefully. So ideally, I'll finish this in under 22 minutes, but let's try it. All right, I just finished. Final time, 23 minutes, 7 seconds. 3.1 miles. My goal was 7-minute pace. That's probably about 7:30 pace. I think I went out a little bit too hard. I think my first half mile was like 3:10, 3:15. So I gotta know to dial it back in. But I am happy I finished it. I just think I get frustrated because when I was in high school, 7:40 pace I probably could have done for like 10 miles. Or like 7-minute pace I could have done for 6, you know what I mean? So I think I tend to compare my running times to that, which is not really fair because I probably weigh 70 pounds more now, and I haven't been training for the past 3 years. I've been training for a month, if that. But yeah, I think it's fun to set an initial benchmark because as I continue to train, that will get easier and easier. And eventually, I want to be running the Ironman half marathon at that pace or faster. It'll be fun to continue to get better and build off that progress. But that was horrible. I'm not that fast right now. One thing I haven't mentioned is as far as my lifting and strength training goes, my goal as I go through this Ironman training is to just maintain my current muscle mass and body weight. I'm gonna have to learn how to run at this weight. It just takes a toll on my legs, I feel. But the good thing is I can do a ton of cross training, and naturally that'll help me get faster because swimming and biking are both pretty low impact. I was a good at Ironman training, baby. 8 months out or something like that. I know it's pretty naive to make this claim given that it's my first long distance triathlon, but my goal time for this race is 5 hours. And before you laugh at me, just hear me out. So the half Ironman, which is what I signed up for, is a 1.2 mile swim, a 56 mile bike ride, and a 13.1 mile run. So in theory, if I swam at the pace that I set for this video at about 1:48 per 100 yards, I would finish the swim in 38 minutes, and that would keep me on pace for this final result. And then for the first transition, I'm guessing about 4 minutes. This is purely based on what I saw on Reddit. That seems doable. And then for the bike, I think I could average 21.5 miles an hour. This is based on the fact that in a duathlon that I ran a couple weeks ago, when I had a flat course, my average pace was 22.1 miles an hour for 14 miles. So I think if I upgrade my bike and I get a ton of biking in the next 9 months, I think that's doable. And then finally, this one's probably the biggest stretch, 7:30 average mile pace for the half marathon. That one's going to take a lot of work. Obviously, my all-out 5K was at a 7:30 pace. So to be able to hit this for 13 miles is going to be a challenge. But honestly, I'm really excited for this challenge. This is a pretty legit goal, and I'm aware of that. And I'm excited to just put the work in and continue day in and day out to train and get better at this, and also get better at making videos in the process and bringing you along for the journey. I'm super excited to have taken this step of purchasing the obscenely expensive entry fee, but I'm excited to see how fast I can get at this. And yeah, I'm excited to really start the sport of triathlon. I don't know what drew me in initially, but I think it's like the challenge of doing different things and then it just being such a long race. The idea of all of the work that I'll have to put in to get there, I guess, is more exciting for me. Obviously, I haven't really started doing that yet, so I don't know what the week-to-week or day-to-day grind is going to feel like, but I'm excited, man. In general, my training plan is going to be to do 6 sessions a week, so 2 sessions of each sport a week, so 2 swims, 2 runs, and then 2 bike rides for the next like 4 to 5 months, and then ratchet it up the last 4 to 5 months, the second half, and start doing 3 of each a week, and just slowly build up that distance and not as much get my heart rate incredibly high, but being able to maintain that over a long period of time. Also, the last thing, attempting to maintain my current physique and muscle mass. So I'll probably continue to train twice a week. That's not super hard for me to hit, but it might be a bit more difficult adding in all of this extra training. So in general, I'll just be eating a lot more. All right, so as far as my nutrition goes, I'm mainly sticking to the same script. Lots of fruits and vegetables. This is for my family and my meal prep, by the way. I'm not eating this in one meal. So lots of fruits and vegetables, still lots of protein. Ground pork is on the menu tonight. But the only change up is that now I'm not restricting my carbs. So adding in more carbs because you need a lot of carbs when you're doing a lot of exercise.
All right, what's going on here, Bella?
All right, an appropriate amount of carbohydrates. And we got bell peppers, onions, and ground pork with a sweet chili sauce and soy glaze. GG. So here's to the next 9 months of training. If you want to see what I'm doing and follow along, hit the subscribe button and check me out, man. RIP my bank account.